All right, so boom. I just learned that I might become one of the people that a lower level of people always talk about. What I mean by this is I plan on having my own production company. In fact, it's in the works. And so reading this article, it made me realize that I had to change my thinking. For example, the production companies are mad because they're losing money, but the people who consume this entertainment are happy. So when I was reading this article, I was happy because I'm like, yeah, well, this movie's coming out, so this is good. I can be able to watch this great movie for a lower price than I normally would, or whatever the situation is. Then I started thinking, wait a minute, this isn't good at all. Looks like I literally switched my brain, manually switched my brain because it didn't go automatically. I manually switched my brain. I was like, if I'm supposed to have a production company, I wouldn't be happy. I would be very upset. So that lets me know of more something that I have to improve on myself. Instead of thinking of consumer, I have to think about the people that are putting the products out to be consumed. Correct? So in this article, it explains that production companies are having, like the big companies, Warner Brothers, some things of that nature, that bring out movies every year. They're they're really restricted because of the global pandemic. All businesses are, but ultimately, since entertainment is literally what people do when their jobs, when their day in and day out jobs are done, like if they work at McDonald's or they work at Lowe's or whatever, you get off of your shift and you come home to watch entertainment. So that's why, of course, I'm putting that a little bit more value on the goals of the productions and the entertainment industry. Go back to what I was saying. They're losing money just like everybody else is, but what they worry about is the fact that even though they're losing money and they found new ways to get their money back, they're still losing money. For example, the global pandemic happens. Okay, movie theaters, close them down. We can't do any of that. We don't want anybody getting infected. We don't want anybody catching any type of virus or spread it to anybody. Of course, it makes sense. But once you shut down the movie theaters, guess what you just did? You just stopped $11 tickets and probably 20 or $30 on popcorn and snacks, and just the whole feel of the environment. If people just want to get out of the house, not even to mention if somebody's going on a date or just hanging out with a bunch of friends. And then on top of that too, if you go into a movie theater and you're watching a movie and it's at least 2 hours or whatever long, like It or the new movie that just came out, it was with Denzel. I forget what I think it's called The Little Things. Those 2 hour long movies, you're gonna want to go back and get some more popcorn. Like so you might have just spent $50 per person, and it's like what 30, 40 seats. Well, now the new theaters are more kind of they kind of taking down their seats and they made them a little bit more comfortable. But regardless of that, you just lost out a whole bunch of money. So guess what you can do now? Perfect. Streaming. They have apps like Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, all these other different places that you can display this content from these production companies. But the problem is that you can purchase a membership and you can watch whatever you want to watch. But what if you're watching it with multiple people? I just lost out on money. So the perfect way to fix that is, say for example, how the new Wonder Woman came out. Let's charge $30 for this movie to be exclusive for you and your family to watch in the global pandemic. You can sit around, you can watch this movie just for $30. That's not bad. But there's also another problem which production companies had with it after they started thinking about it. And I'm sure before they even put the plan out there, they already knew what was going on. Wonder Woman is a great movie who's probably going to break records just because of the fact that it was part two um, of a series, and it's really the only thing that DC has going for them. I mean, like literally, besides Batman, they don't have anything. The Justice League movie was I ain't gonna get into it. Okay, so we got this now. So $30. Okay, that's cool. You've already just lowered the value because of the fact that if you have a family of say five, the $30 that's real good for the family. It's kind of like a little even trade. You like the fact that we gave you the deal, and we like the fact that you gave us the deal, you'll keep doing business with us. That type of situation. But what if I pay $30 for a film and I invite 10 people over? Like, what if I invite more people over? What if we have a whole movie night? That's fun for us, the consumers, right? But the production companies and the big boomers, the business guys, they're saying, wait a minute, we are literally losing even more money than we can actually bring in. So now that puts another situation on it. Some companies are actually liking this. Some companies are not, and that's kind of like the little war that's kind of going on, because in this particular industry, you have to always compete with somebody. Like if somebody has if Sony has a streaming app that they're giving out all these movies for $6, the next best person, if you want to steal money from them, or well, it's not stealing money, but if you want to take some of their audience away, you have to come out with somewhat either the same kind of content or better content, even at a lower price. Maybe you could even go up considering how much great content you have.